Welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. Last time we started the Fountain area and learned about Prankster Comets. We can talk to this particular Luma to learn even more about Prankster Comets. This Luma has a name, but I honestly don't remember its name. Yes, and it can also move Prankster Comets as well. I forgot this Luma's gender as well. There's also another new mechanic. If we talk to the Mail Toad, Mr. Mario, check it out. I'm a Mail Toad and I have a letter for you. Dear Mario, I'm in a faraway place, but I'm alright because you're coming to rescue me. P.S. I hope this gift will come in handy. Princess Peach included 5 1-ups in her letter. Would you like them now? Aw, even when she's kidnapped, the princess is so thoughtful. Well, come see me next time there's a mail delivery. So, we are going to go try our first Prankster Comet mission, which should be in the Good Egg Galaxy. I actually have the Wiimote sound turned on. I meant to turn it back off, but to try to help, because I was having trouble with like syncing up the video. So I thought maybe having some of the sound effects on would actually make it a little bit easier, but it's also a little bit distracting at times, not gonna lie. So this is the Dino Piranha speedrun. So we basically go through a lot of the same missions, except we have to do them with special constraints. Other Prankster Comets have special mechanics to them. We're going to try to save a little bit of time, and actually I think this would work as a shortcut, or would it? Is this what I think it is? No, it's not. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong mission, that's why. By the way, this is actually really easy, because this is the first one you're intended to do. So the fact that I'm messing up, it shouldn't be a problem, considering that, we have... Well, this is the first one. And also, the launch start sound effect, I think it's the loudest. But yeah, I meant to turn that off. I meant to just turn it on briefly, the Wiimote sounds, while syncing up the video, and then turn it back off before actually recording the video, but I forgot. So yeah. I'm actually thinking, I think these are different. I don't think they're chomps originally, I think they're actually boulders. So that's actually a slight change. Just to make it a little bit tougher on you, mainly. Launch star, and this should take us somewhere. Some of these actually have slight variants. Now I feel like, other than, the fact that the boulders are changed to chomps, I think this one is actually relatively unchanged, but some I think are actually changed up quite a bit, but I don't remember specifics. Can I make this? I actually can. Barely. Was this guy here in the original? I'm actually trying to remember, even though that was literally yesterday when I recorded that first part. I already kind of forgot. So, in any case, yep, this isn't too bad. Just ignore items whenever possible. Just kind of hurry along. See, we have a whole 2 minutes to fight the boss, and you remember how that boss went. That was really short, so we're in a pretty good place time-wise at the moment. Since we're kind of just repeating stuff at this point, one thing I wanted to go over is what I was talking about last time. Might have been the time before about the E3 demo. I was actually off base about some of it. To my surprise, I did some research, and this game was actually announced at E3 2006, which is way later than I thought it was. I thought it was announced at least 2005 at the earliest, because the Revolution was announced around 2005, I think. Apparently the Revolution was actually announced at E3 2004, but I think it was officially shown in 2005, to my knowledge. I didn't really follow E3 when I was like 10, so my knowledge is a little bit shaky. I was just reading stuff in hindsight at the time. But what else? But yeah, Tantarox, who's the next... That's actually not true, there's another boss before Tantarox, I think that was its name, but there is a boss coming up that was actually in that E3 demo. There's also, again, King Caliente and Mega Leg as bosses in the E3 demo as well. So they actually surprisingly kept quite a bit of this game intact, which is a little bit surprising. A lot of games do have beta content, and this game is no exception. A lot of the mechanics were changed, some levels were revamped somewhat. So yeah, but for the most part, it actually didn't change a whole lot. It's interesting to see that, you know, major boss designs still carried over at the very least. Normally, you see massive redesigns before the final product is released. Is there actually a mushroom behind here? No. I must be thinking of something else. Back in the fountain, we can now access more of, well, actually we can access a new galaxy with the stars we have. Battle Rock Galaxy, not a fan. I'm not a fan because of the, well, it's a post-game mission. I know this one's post-game actually. Basically, certain Prankster Comets are not unlocked until after finishing the main story. Therefore, I am off the hook on these Prankster Comets, and they happen to be the worst Prankster Comets too, so I am totally okay with putting this off for like a really long time. Because this Let's Play honestly is going a lot slower than I expected. I mean, I know this game is slower paced than 64, but even then, this is actually pretty methodical compared to what I remembered. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a secret. I found a secret off-screen this level. I don't remember where it was, but it was something I'd actually never seen before. I think it's actually the next ship. These buddies tell you basically that you can spin to get more height, but ironically, you can actually get these coins other ways, like with side flips or with long jump to get over to that other platform. So their advice isn't the best. We can spin this up in order to get to that box. I do like how this game does bring in a lot of classic Mario elements, which is actually something that I do really appreciate, because people always argue Sunshine doesn't feel as much like a Mario game compared to 64 or even this game, and I would agree with that. It's got a lot more original designs, which is not a bad thing, it's just it doesn't quite feel as much like a Mario game. Which is also why Odyssey's drawing comparisons to Sunshine actually, and being a little bit more outlandish, but I'm totally okay with that, actually. So this was the Easter egg I had actually never found before, inside this chimney. If you go inside this chimney, you actually get to a secret compartment with a bunch of star bits. I never knew about this until my practice run of this particular level, because I was actually curious how long this next set of levels would take. So that was actually really interesting to see. So these particular guys are not going to actually spit coconuts like some of the others, so we actually have to use the Koopa shells. So I like this because it's actually a very not in your face tutorial. And yes, this is basically a tutorial on how to use Koopa shells. These are red Koopa. This is a red Koopa shell which homes in on targets, which is actually really helpful and can also mess you up like that. There's probably another red in here. What you're supposed to do is break chests open, I think, in order to use the red on it, but hey, it's just as easy to use the green. Red Koopa shells are super effective against certain enemies. Yeah, and this is the boss of this particular segment, Camella, who's just basically like the boss of the Magic Koopa, which is actually pretty cool. So we can pick up the shell. Once she stops moving, throw the shell. Do not try to hit a moving target with a green shell. I mean, if you played Mario Kart, you'd know how that would go. Badly. No blue shells. That would be nice, but yes, there are no blue shells in this boss fight. That would be pretty cool, actually. I do like, though, how they do have in this game that red shells are the homing ones, and the green shells are just ordinary. Like, they just go whatever direction you throw them. I just find that a little bit of an interesting nod to Mario Party. Not Mario Party, Mario Kart. It's just something a little bit odd. But like, it's weird how all these universes connect, because we have like Paper Mario, 3D Mario, 2D Mario, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, which I consider a shared universe, Mario Kart, Dr. Mario, and the list goes on. But it's just fascinating to me how you have so many different sub-series that actually do in some ways connect. Because some of these different sub-series actually connect in meaningful ways. Enemy base spotted. We're detecting massive energy spikes. What are they doing there? I have no idea, but we have a slight detour to make. I hate to do this, but this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a thing, and I apologize for how I'm structuring this, but I feel like this is the best, most efficient structure. In the terrace, you see that little blue thing? That is another Prankster Comet. A blue Prankster Comet, which I think is over the Honey Hive Galaxy. So we're going to see a new type of mission here. I think. Cosmic Comet in orbit. So it's not a speedy comet, it's a cosmic comet. What does a cosmic comet do, you may ask? It actually has an interesting effect. Honey Hive Cosmic Mario Race. Hope you like races, because this is a race. This is actually a really cool type of mission. I don't remember if they brought this back in Galaxy 2 or replaced it. They kind of replaced it with something akin to it, but not quite. That's Cosmic Mario, who's basically a copy of you, right? Well, you basically have to race him to the star. If you crouch and press A with perfect timing, you do what I just did and get an early boost of speed. I'm amazed I actually got the timing, because I haven't actually played one of these in like a ridiculously long time. So I'm actually amazed I got that timing down. It's not Mario Kart timing, it's like right before Go, I think. Or on Go or something, I'm not quite sure myself. By the way, this is actually the end of it. This is a really short race, but it's also your first race, most likely, so, makes sense to not be too complicated. And I say most likely because hypothetically you could also end up with a different comet, but more likely than not, you're gonna end up with them in a pretty standard order. I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't even depend on if you've completed a world or not. For example, if you've completed like the Good Egg Galaxy, I don't think that affects your chance of getting a Prankster Comet at all. So we got another Prankster Comet. By the way, that's how this game is structured. You typically will have one, a few per dome, a couple like 1-star short little jaunts, I guess. Is that the word? Excursions? I'm not sure. But basically, the rest of the levels are going to be full levels with 3 stars. And these 3 stars are typically supplemented by a couple Prankster Comets or other different requirements. For example, I know in the Honey Hive Galaxy, there's one more Prankster Comet, but there's actually another mission that pops up at a specific time. Like, we can't access it. We can't just pull a 64 and get the star early. We actually have to go out of our way and actually complete more of the game in order to see this other type of mission, which is kind of cool and kind of restricting. Most people say, you know, as hyped and as praised as Galaxy was, it did kind of put the series on kind of an odd track, because with the later games, 3D Land and 3D World, they got increasingly linear, as they're trying to create a hybrid between Mario 2D games and 3D games. So they were a lot more linear, and which is why I sometimes joke that 3D World is my favorite New Super Mario Bros. Game. But honestly, yeah, just to actually point out this detail that I kind of glossed over, there are 2 cockpits, so I do get why people say it is actually a Pikmin reference. I kind of feel like they should have made it more like the ship from Pikmin, if they wanted it to be a reference. But yeah, it's generally considered to be a reference. There's a similar reference in Galaxy 2 that's sort of vague, but people think it's a reference. What was I saying? Yeah, but 3D Land and 3D World are very linear, other than having like 3 power stars in a level, or green stars, I think. I think 3D Land has star coins like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, and 3D World I think has green stars, which are actually from... Are they from this game or from Galaxy? I'm trying to remember. I think they might be from this game, but that's something we won't be seeing for a very long time actually, because the green stars are like pretty far in. I suppose one strategy for this is you could always go to the end and work your way backwards. That might be more efficient. I personally prefer collecting them as they appear. Just personal preference entirely. Whatever works. I wonder what speedrunners do for this, if they collect them in the order or not. When I'm recording this, which is June 29, there is actually a big thing coming up. Speaking of which, Awesome Games Done Quick, which is the big charity speedrunning marathon every year. Or actually Summer Games. Actually 2 times a year, technically. But there's Awesome Games Done Quick in the winter, and Summer Games Done Quick in the fall. That doesn't make any sense. In the summer, when I say in the fall. Probably because I'm worried about falling. Like I said last time. But honestly, the lineup looks pretty good this year. I mean, when this video comes out in September, Awesome Games Done Quick won't exactly be a big topic of conversation, obviously. But I'm just saying, I'm looking forward to this thing that's happening next week for me, 2 months ago for you. So how many stars did we get? I think we got 4, which isn't bad, but yeah, it just feels a lot slower and more meticulous than something like 64. Again, not a bad thing, it's just something I find interesting, that they went a very different direction with Sunshine, from 64 to Sunshine, and then from Sunshine to Galaxy, Galaxy to 3D Land, and then they just kind of played it safe from there. But yeah, we actually do have access to the next Bowser level. So we have all the Battle Rock, we have 1 in Space Chunk, we have this one, and then we have Bowser to deal with. So we might be able to finish up the Fountain, or at least what we can do of the Fountain, in the next episode, or I might have to wait until one later. I'm not entirely sure yet. But in any case, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Super Mario Galaxy.